Hey everyone, I am here with an awesome perler bead craft, especially for you gamers. For those of you who aren't into Mario or Piranha plants and stuff like that, then you can use the same tutorial to decorate your house with pretty flowers or something. So if you don't want to make this, then you can make something else. So just stick around if you are interested in making a potted perler bead creation. You can also make this creation into a magnet or just a decoration to hang on your wall. So at the minimum, you'll need some perler beads and or hammer beads. You can get these from any craft store, eBay, or the perler bead / hammer beads website, one or the other or both, whatever. You'll also need pegboards, square connecty ones, and you will also need an iron, and my iron's downstairs. Just like my red chalk is somewhere downstairs, so that's why he's orange. Kind of matches my shirt and my lipstick. If you want to display your perler bead creation in a pot, then you'll need some type of foam. I got premium dry foam from Michael's and it's in their floral section, and I used my 40% off coupon. You'll also need some square connectable pegboards, some type of paint. I use acrylic. You could probably use spray paint as well, a paintbrush, and I also use a paper plate to put the paint on. You can use any type of container for it, a terracotta or ceramic pot, and then I keep some newspaper on my work area to keep it clean and keep the paint off. If you just want to make the perler bead creation, all you'll really need are some iron beads or fused beads, which come in the brands of Hamma and Perler, and you'll need an iron. To look up patterns for your creation, you'll also need the internet, so you can use your computer or smartphone if you have one, and I have mine set up in the background so I can listen to music while I'm working, yay! First of all, you're going to need a pattern, so I'm just going to open up Google and type in something along the lines of Piranha plant perler beads or Piranha plant sprite. You can use anyone's pattern, whether it be from videos on YouTube or if you find a picture on Google Images. Here's one that's in my camera roll, and this is one that I made. When you save an image, you can zoom in on it and you can just use this as a pattern. Just follow it exactly as you see it on the screen. You can also get an app called Bead It. Personally, I would rather just find a cross-stitch pattern or a pixel or a sprite, an image of a video game sprite, and just kind of look at it on the computer screen and then copy it like that. But if you want to use the Bead It app, then it will tell you what colors you need and how many. As you can see, I have already laid out the beads for this type of Piranha plant. So if you pause your computer screen right here, you can copy my pattern, which isn't exactly mine. I got it from Google Images, obviously. There's no way I can make this up in my head, so. And then this is the one I'm going to be making now. If you're just looking on the internet and not using an app to bead out your design, then you're not going to know how many of each color you need. If you buy an assorted container from the store, you're going to have to sort them yourself, and it's going to be a pain in the butt. I like to buy black and white from eBay, and I go to a store called Blue & Dash, and they sell bags of like over 1,000 of each color, so that is a good option. And then they gave me a free gift one time, which is just a bag of red sparkly perler beads, so I'm going to use those for this Piranha plant. But when I go to do the green, I'm going to have to sort through all these and these to find my greens, so that's not going to be fun. I like to put on one color at a time, so I'm going to start with black and just do the outline of this. And make sure you copy exactly what you see on your screen, because it's really easy to mess this up. So go slow and make sure you do it right the first time, because I've messed up so many, and if you just get one bead off, it will throw the whole design off. Now I have the entire black outline done, and I'm going to move on to the white and the red and then the greens, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. Both of my Piranha plants are done, and once you get to this point, it's time to iron your design together. Mine is set to cotton, which is the second hottest setting on my iron, but you may have to experiment with yours, because I have worked with an iron before that kind of melted the beads and like stuck to the paper, and it was a mess. So if you buy a giant variety pack of beads, or sometimes the pegboards as well will come with some parchment paper, I believe it is. Put that down on the creation. Keep your other design away if you have more than one, because it's so easy to knock these off. You're just going to iron in a circular motion evenly around the creation. Don't get it on any beads that aren't covered by the paper. Make sure especially that you get along the edges. Once you can see that the beads are sticking to the paper, that means that they're getting hot enough. And up here they're already cooling down so you can't see them. When you think you're done ironing, wait until you can't see the colors shine through the paper, and I just burnt myself. Wait until it cools off a little. That's when you know that it's safe to take the paper off. I just peeled my paper off, and then you're going to remove your design carefully from the pegboard. Then flip it over to the side that was not ironed, and you're going to iron that side as well. Some people just iron one side, but I feel that it stays together better if you iron both sides. You can iron one side more than the other so it doesn't look like you ironed one side, if that makes sense, but I still would recommend putting heat on both sides. So put the paper back on and just go ahead and iron that the same way. While I'm waiting for my creation to cool off so I can iron the other one, I got this pot in the Home and Garden section of Walmart. You can get them from other places as well. This is what it looks like after one coat of paint, and I just used acrylic paint, and you can see the pot through it still at that point. And then I didn't paint the entire inside, but just enough so you won't be able to see any of the original color. And this is what it looks like after 2 coats of the acrylic paint. It would be a good idea to use a clear sealer or varnish to put over the paint and seal it in, just in case it were to scratch off or anything, but I'm not sure if it would. You can also use spray paint as opposed to acrylic paint. It's just kind of up to you. So I don't really feel like I have to demonstrate me painting this. You just kind of paint it. Let it dry in between coats. When you're ironing, you'll want your beads to be fairly evenly melted, as in if you look across the entire creation, there'll be a uniform thickness. So you want the beads down here to be about as flat as the ones up here. I probably ironed for about 1.5 minutes. Don't stay in the same spot. Remember to iron in a circular motion and go over the entire design. You don't want one area to get too melted as opposed to the other, so. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Aw, yawn. Now you'll want to shape your craft foam to fit in the pot. So what I'm going to do is set the pot on top of this foam. And I took 2 pieces because you're going to have to cut it in half anyway, and one piece isn't wide enough for the circle. Center this pot on the line. You can see the gap between the 2 pieces down there. And what I'm going to do is make an indent with this pot. Then you will see an indent on the foam. I'm just going to use a butter knife to kind of cut this out. And remember that when you're cutting, the pot gets wider towards the top, so you're going to want to angle it out when you're cutting this. So I took the 2 pieces apart, and then I'm just going to angle out. See this circle? I'm going to angle it out. Here's the other half, and there's a circle. Then make diagonal lines up. Then you're going to work on cutting off parts of the foam, making sure to go away from the circle so you don't make it too thin. And you're basically just going to do this for both pieces until they're rounded out and fit in the pot. Here is the work in progress. If you guys know of a better way to do this or a better material, let me know. I feel like I'm making a huge mess and also wasting a lot of foam, but I don't know what else to do. You could also use potting soil to put these in instead, or to put on top of the foam. But, slicing it to shape, it's a pain in the butt, not gonna lie. At this point, you can gather up your pot and take one of your piranha plants, and what you're going to do is stick it in between the foam. The foam doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to want to cover it up with something else. But then you just stick that in the pot, and there you have your potted piranha plant. And you can also do this with regular flowers or anything that has a stem or base, really. So the inside of the pot doesn't really look very cute right now. In order to fix that, you can add potting soil or some type of fake moss. That's what they'll look like when you're done. And if you don't want to put them in a pot, then don't add this black part to the bottom. I'm also pushing the foam down with my fingers to pack it in more. And if there's any spots that have a gap, then you can fill it in with some of your scrap pieces of foam. So for instance, right there, you can just kind of stick some in there and pack it down. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this awesome craft idea, and decorate your houses full of piranha plants. They're sharp, they bite, watch out. And Some of them shoot fireballs. Go ahead and check out all of my links in the down bar, especially my Instagrams and Facebook fan page. Give me a video response if you make this or something like this. And you guys have a great rest of the day. I will see you soon. Bye. Look who's outside. Hi, buddy. Kitters. Kitters. Hi, bud. You're walking by the cat statue. Aww. You stretching out? I hope you enjoyed this video because I'm knocking this all over. I sound like a robot. The reason I talk like that sometimes is because I don't want you to like see a bunch of footage without words. So if I am showing something for longer, I'll be like, and now you need pegboards. Robots. I was just playing Mario on my DS. Ow. If I had a leather jacket on, I'd be less intimidated by this guy. I'm gonna beat you up. Pow. Like my flower? It's prettier than you. Ooh. Also, peanut butter donuts do exist. Just saying.